Hey everybody, Peter here. How's everybody doing this weekend? Um, it is a typical weekend for crypto with a little bit of red popping out there. So I just wanted to jump on tonight. I know it's a little bit later than I normally come on, but I just wanted to take some time and talk about some coins, right? What we love to talk about, what we love to be a part of. I'm going to get it up on my phone right now so I can see if anybody jumps on in the comments. Let me get the out there. So I just wanted to jump on tonight. I know it's a little bit. Let's shut that sound off there, and let's jump back over to the Zoom, and let me jump on here and get you guys up on YouTube. So hopefully everybody's having a good weekend. Hopefully everybody, the way it's going right now in the crypto world, I think I think we should all take the weekends off, right, and not look at our portfolios throughout the weekend. Only look like Monday through Thursday, right, and go from there. So let's see here. Let's pull it up. Let's get this on here so I can see who all is with us, or if anybody's joined us. It looks like we've got about a half a dozen people with us. Hey, Jan, how you doing, buddy? Hey, Agbano, my buddy from over in the Asia area. So great to have you on in India. So awesome to have you be a part of this webinar right now. I guess that's the difference of getting on late at night, right? We can get some of the people from some of the other areas, some of the other places over in, especially over in Asia. So as it is, what is it? Early midday for some people over there, early morning for others. So anyway, we're going to just jump in and talk about some coins. So first of all, if you guys would like to put a token or two you'd like for us to look at, be glad to do that. The typical ones people put in Doge and those, I think we talked about that yesterday. But so if you have any other ones, especially ones that you think nobody knows about yet, that we can look at and see if they're worth pursuing. Of course, guys, none of this is financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, never wanted to be. I actually grew up wanting to be an entrepreneur, wanting to be somebody who started companies and built great brands and things like that. So I've wanted to do that since I was, as long as I can remember, right? Toddler, right? On thinking about starting businesses and putting stuff together. So, and that's where the crypto side comes in. This is going to be the biggest economic shift, but not only economic, this is going to be in a value proposition. The blockchain has the potential and is bringing, of course, a couple of billion unbanked people into becoming banked. So going from about 4 billion to about 6 billion people that'll be banked. Of course, in a lot of these areas, people make $2-3 a day, $10, $20, $30 a week, whatever it is. And that doesn't seem like a lot. But when you're bringing billions of people in that do that, has a huge economic impact. And of course, a lot of those people will go from a couple dollars a day to $4, maybe, from $2 to $4 to $8 to 10 to 12, because now they're entering a system where they're able to do that. In a lot of countries that are out there, the third world countries, property ownership is it's very difficult to prove property ownership. The blockchain will allow them to own property, hold that property, sell that property. That begins to bring their status up in the world. So they go from being more of a nomad where they live somewhere, but maybe don't have the ability to build equity up in that, to being able to build that up. Well, if you can build equity up in a property, let's say over 10 years of, even if you're making a couple dollars a day, of $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, that begins to really change your economic status. And that's what the blockchain is going to bring together. We already see it transforming entertainment. I was talking with an artist today in the NFT space. Let's use a Lassen, for example. So Lassen painted some early paintings when he started his career. I'm sure he sold those paintings for $2,000, $5,000, whatever he sold them for. And today, some of those paintings are probably worth hundreds of thousands. Again, I'm speculating because I don't follow him, but hundreds of thousands, maybe even some of them would sell for over $1 million. He doesn't get any of the benefit of that. So he gets the benefit of the new paintings that he sells, but he doesn't get the benefit. In the NFT space, though, because they're driven by smart contracts, you can set in there where the artist will get an 8% commission every time that NFT is sold. So I paint a painting, I sell it very cheap in the early days because maybe I'm not known. But over time, I spend and invest in my career, and I go out and do all the shows, and I drive, and all of a sudden my paintings go from $1,000 to 5,000 to 10 to 20 to 30 to 40 to 50. And of course, my NFT, my digital artwork, is going up as well. And so somebody sells it. They bought it for me for 1,000. They sell it for 10. I get another, let's say it's an 8% commission. I get $800 when that happens. Let's say my paintings go to $50,000. Now I get $4,000 when that person sells it. I got 4 times what I initially sold that painting for. Now I've gotten paid 1,000, 800, and now 4,000. Now let's say that I become really popular and I am the next Lassen, and my original now sells for $500,000. Now I'm getting 40% of that, $500,000. Now I'm getting 40 times my original plus the 800 plus the 4,000. So you can see how this can transform the entertainment industry. Music right now, in order to be and make a living in music, I've got to go become fairly famous. But if I built an audience of 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 people who love my music, and I could sell them one song, for, let's say, 25 cents, or right, instead of having to go through Apple iTunes and have me pay a percentage of that to Apple iTunes, but I could sell that music to them for, let's say, 25 or 30 cents. Okay. They buy it from me. It's in an NFT format. I get that 25 or 30 cents, but then I could have a back end contract with that where I can get 25% if they sell it to somebody else. So instead of them having to steal my music, they could share the music. They can pick up some revenue off of helping me promote it and share it, and I can get a fee on that. So I could eventually have 20 or 30 or 40,000 people, and when somebody listens to a song, go, hey, I can, and build a mechanism in where they can actually sell that. They get some money back of what they paid me for the song, but they also share in that revenue. I don't have to go through a label. I don't have to try to collect the money. It's all done through the smart contract. So the second that transaction takes place, my share of that money goes directly into the wallet. All of a sudden now I can produce albums. Let's say it's costing me $5,000 to produce 12 songs, or $10,000. I get my few thousand people to purchase all the songs. That gives me the money to pay for it. And now I got ongoing revenue coming in. Book publishing. Imagine selling a book and then making it, somebody buys the book. Let's say it's a motivational. I write a motivational book, and I sell my digital NFT of the book to a motivation, somebody who's in the network marketing industry, and they want to motivate their team, and they read my book and they go, this is amazing. I can put together a mechanism where they can sell NFTs to their people. They get a percentage of it. I get a percentage of it. And then each person in between can split up that commission. So if there's one person, let's say it's a 50-50 split. If we get 2 people, maybe it's then 50 and 25 and 25. If we get 3 people, it's 50, a third of that of 50, a third. So each person can split it out as it goes through a chain, and everybody can make a little bit of money on promoting that book and marketing it. Guys, there is so much opportunity here. And you've heard me mention this before. Microtransactions are the key to the blockchain and being able to do it. I had a dream when I was a kid, not a dream like sleeping dream, but my concept was, if I could just get a penny from every person on the planet. My teacher had said, hey, there's 7 billion people on the planet. I went, wow, 1 penny from each one, I'd have $70 million. That would make me really rich. Now, of course, I'm older, right? So when I was a kid, $70 million was a lot of money. Nowadays, we have billionaires and 50 billionaires and 100 billionaires, right? In those days, if you were a billionaire, you were one of only a few that were in that category, right? There weren't hundreds and thousands of billionaires on the earth yet. It just wasn't at that place. So that has changed dramatically. So anyway, I believe that we can build systems, we can build tokenized systems where you can get a quarter of a penny, a tenth of a penny, a hundredth of a penny from millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions, even billions of people, if we can build it. So anyway, I'm going to jump on over to CoinMarketCap, and we will check out some tokens here. I know I'm rambling a little bit, but this is why I'm excited about, and this is why I'm doing this channel and this live. It's not just about looking at charts and tokens like a lot of the other people on there are doing, and that's valuable stuff. And you can definitely learn something by looking at charts and trying to figure that out. I know that there's some science behind that, but I also know a lot of it is, you can see a lot of things in the charts that, patterns and stuff like that that don't always filter out, because sometimes they don't take into account anomalies out there in the system. But what is the same is the business behind it, right? So when I'm looking at tokens, and remember, I'm not a financial advisor, but when I'm looking at tokens, what am I looking for? I'm looking at the value proposition to the token holders today and the potential of that value proposition over a long-term period of time. If you're buying tokens and selling, when, not if, when a bear market comes, eventually your portfolio is going to, let's say you're buying, you're trading, you're doing that stuff, and your portfolio goes to 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, $1 million. And you get there. I'm going to read some of the questions. Some people are putting some great stuff over there. I want to read some of the comments here in a minute. At some point the bear market comes, and we just saw it last week, right? When the market dropped. I mean, I watched one of my wallets go from $18,000 down to $7,000, right? It's like, I had finally built it up, and it all came back. But I'm not worried about it. Why? Because the companies or the tokens that I hold are ones that have long-term potential. So as long as I don't need that money right now, I didn't lose any money. I didn't go from having $18,000 to $6,000. It's the current value. Is when I exit, when I sell them and use that money, or use that money to purchase something, that's when I've actually given up. At that point, I need to be ahead. And if I bought tokens that have organizations behind it, and I'll say organizations, some are companies, some are foundations, different setups behind it. So so we want to cover all of that entity there, right? So like Ethereum is a foundation, Polkadot is a foundation. They're not really companies behind them. XRP has the token itself, and then it has a company behind it that is a traditional type business behind it that is run behind there. So lost my train of thought here for a second, but it'll come back. In the meantime, when we're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and jump over here and look at some stuff. We're getting some great feedback on our chat. So let's jump in, and of course, let's say hi to Casey. How you doing, Casey? Let's see. We've got Jan with us. We got Agbano. We got Casey again. Let's see, what does Casey got to say? If anyone watches the keynotes from BTC 2021. The macroeconomics keynote was amazing. So we'll have to check that out. So Casey is saying, check out the BTC 2021, and it's the macroeconomics keynote. That'd be fantastic. So I'll have to watch that. Casey, where do we find that at? Is there a site that they would go to? If you have that link handy. If not, we can probably look it up on Google. But if you have that handy, that'd be great if you can drop that in there. So we have Javi with us. Thank you, Javi. Was anybody had a look at SMGM? Let's do that right now. Let's look at SMGM, and then we'll read some more comments there. So guys, I'm here to help you guys. So if there's any comments or anything you want me to look at, be glad to do that. Let's see. I'm not seeing an SMGM on CoinMarketCap. Is that the, I have an SMG, which is Smog's NFT. I've got a TSMG CoinWork. If you can let me know a little bit more information on that. If it's not on CoinMarketCap, guys, I can't go to it because somebody may be sending me to, not that you are, Gibbo, but somebody could send me to an offsite that's going to do something we don't want, right? I was on a conference, and I was going through a Telegram chat, and we saw some stuff that we probably don't want to see, right? So I've kind of learned that lesson from there. So Zilliq, let's do that one right there. That's Jan wants to look at it. So ZILI. Oh. All right. Oh, we just had it right there. All right. There's 2 L's in it, buddy. And of course, this is a major token, guys. $1.4 billion market cap, as we can see here. It's at 1235. Of course, it's down a little bit, but I think just about everything's down right now. I don't worry about whether it's down or up right now. It's what's the long-term potential of it. And of course, we do know that this is a major project here, and it definitely has some long-term potential in where they're at and what they're doing. Of course, a great website, right? So they've got their NFTs, useful stuff. Let's see. So we've got a staking, exchange, wallets, widgets, merch store. Let's see, catalyzing open commerce. So it's that their goal is open commerce, and generating that. We can come down, research brought to life, mainnet live since early 2019. So of course they have their own blockchain, standalone blockchain. They're not on Ethereum or any of those. Let's see, we've got non-custodial staking. So this is beautiful, guys. Staking is tough sometimes because if you have to take your tokens and send them to somebody else, that can be a lot more dangerous than leaving them in your wallet. So they allow you to hold on to your tokens while you're doing staking. I have bought ZIL in the past and then sold it. I don't own any ZIL right now. It's definitely one that we'll be getting back into and holding for the long haul because of the services that they provide. There's going to be a lot of companies that come up, and I'll compare it to the .com days, right? There were all kinds of projects, especially when it was hot, that were popping up like crazy. Well, you can actually go back to 2018, right? In 2018, there were tokens going crazy and ICOs, and everything was just hotter than heck. A lot of those did not get. Some went into kind of a parked, kind of a suspended animation stage, and they've come back since. Some have connected themselves to the dot ecosystem, or they're connecting themselves to Matic. So kind of reinventing themselves. The same thing will happen in the next bear market, right? A lot of the projects that are out right now, some will go away, some will stick around. And so what you want to look at is what do they provide? One of the ones that's really good to get into, or the types to get into, are ones that are providing some type of backbone services to all the other projects. So a great example of that would be something like Chainlink, right? It's an oracle, and it provides oracles for most of the projects that are out there. So if 30% of the projects go away and 2/3 stay, they're still providing oracles for those. So they will be around and survive and go from there. So they've got their engine room for miners. So we can click here. We can see what their mining operation is. I have not looked into this, but I do like mining ones. I can show you guys that I have this node, and it shut down. I had to reset my computer because it had. But I'm with Azos, so I run a node for Azos on my computer. It's in test mode right now, so it's the easiest one to put on. But when transactions are happening on the Azos network, so I've earned right now, and this is in testnet, so I don't know if we'll end up getting all these tokens or a portion of them, but I have 64.69 Azos that I've earned. I think it's at about $1 or something like that. So I've earned about $65 over the last 2 months, just simply by letting this run in the background on my computer, and it doesn't affect anything. So I've helped 21,459. It's a video watching service, and you can actually earn crypto by watching videos with it. They pay, there's commercials that run, and each time you get Azos for doing that. So this is almost like a Theta on that side of it, just a lower market cap in that. So that's one of the ones that I'm doing right now is this. Let me see if I can get back to my screen here. I've got to exit full screen, so I can't get back to my running because I have this up. Oh, let me close that right there. All right, there we go. Let's go back here and let's get back to where we're at. All right, a different approach to mining. So this is interesting. I'll have to get into this. I definitely want to look at ZIL because they have a different approach. So first of all, eco-friendly, which is a big deal, right? We've had a lot of stuff with Elon and how mining and stuff was is a problem with it. So they've got dual mining. That'll be interesting to check out. And of course, more than one winner. So it's a kind of looks like it's a shared mining situation there. So definitely we'll have to take a look at ZIL, and maybe we'll do a full video on it, looking into it. We are in the process, guys, of launching our own token. So I've got to balance the time that I put into this and the time that I put into our token. But I do want to continue to provide this. I love this because it connects me to it. As a matter of fact, this helps me be a better founder of our other token because I get to see what other people are doing instead of just getting tied up in what we're doing. and then say, hey, that's a great idea. We can partner with them, or maybe we can do something. Maybe we can make an improvement on it and make that better. So another token we have here is RCN. And guys, I apologize if I talk too fast. I'm trying to get in as much information as possible. And I've watched some other people do these reviews, and they spend like 8 seconds on a token. I don't know if that really does anybody any good. I'm sure it does, right? Because people love to do it. But I like to dig in a little bit and at least get into a little bit of stuff on it so we can kind of find out if something is even worth taking a look at. So this one here, much lower market cap, of course. ZIL. I personally love low market cap tokens. They're more risky, of course, than buying something that has a way more established market cap. That's a good project. But I like to try to hit those 10, 20, 30, 40, 50x returns. And it's hard to do that with some. It's not impossible, but it's harder to do with bigger projects. Something like ZIL, in order to get a 30x return, would have to go to what? A $42 billion market cap, right? Where something like this, if it just got to where ZIL is, I've made a 30 plus X return on that. So fully diluted right now. So these are some of the things you want to look at. Market cap, fully diluted market cap, how many tokens are in circulating supply, and what's the total supply. They do not have a max supply here, so they may be able to mint more tokens. That's something I would look at on this one. If I look into their white paper, why don't they have a max supply? If they have minting still open, then it would not have a max supply. So that's something to look at there. Of course, it's in the red, not too bad, 257. It is a pretty down weekend. We'll look at the overall market here too before we go today. So we got Rapid Credit Network. So it sounds like it has something to do with credit. Right now, most of the lending in the blockchain space is over collateralized lending. So if I want to borrow, let's say $1 million, I put $1.5 million in Bitcoin in. They lend me $1 million. They pay me interest on my Bitcoin, and I pay interest on the loan. Usually a few percent difference there. And then I own my Bitcoin. And then if it goes up in value, of course, I'm better off. But if it goes down, I may have to provide more liquidity or more collateral, and then or pay back the loan, right? So that's kind of the way it works. A lot of the stuff that's starting to happen in the blockchain is people actually lending money, just like traditional credit cards and things like that. So a lot of that stuff is starting to go. So blockchain global lending. I don't know if this is RCN does this, but that is part of what's moving into the marketplace. So let's see, what do we got here? How it works. Dun, dun, dun. So creditors. So we're going to look at this and see use case. Let's see, consignor-backed loans. To better protect creditors, loans are backed by an originator, an entity responsible for defining interest rates, performing KYC, and scoring assessment, managing and collection services, and securing buyback guarantee in case of default. So this looks like it is truly an organization that's putting together a lending platform. I don't know if we can provide, so maybe this is something that's like the lending services where I can lend money out in the peer-to-peer industry, but it looks like it is on the blockchain. I'm definitely going to check into this because I believe that this is the future, that eventually people will be able to, I don't know, I guess, go around the Visas of the world and the lending companies of the world and do a more peer-to-peer lending, but do it on the blockchain. So it is more secure and more transparent than the peer-to-peer networks that are out there doing it. So they've got quite a bit of information or crypto collateral backed loans. So they have, it looks like they have consignor backed loans. So a lender lending through their platform. It looks like they do have the crypto collateral backed loans where you can over collateralize your loan. And then of course they have the loan cycle. And then of course you have the RCN token. It looks like it is an ERC20 token. So let's go back and look at some of the parameters of it. We can go here and go to Explorer. So go out to Etherscan and check that out. And then we'll get back to the comments and see what we have more in the comment section there. Oh, we got Etherscan is running a little slow tonight. Sorry about that, guys. Anybody got any big plans for tomorrow, for Sunday? Of course, where Agbano is, it's already Sunday. So he's already well into his Sunday and he's spending it with us. So thank you, Agbana, for doing that, giving us some of your time and paying attention on it. So it doesn't look like Etherscan is going to load for us. So let's just go down and look at some of the trade history on the token. So we can go here to historical data. So right there on it, and it's going to kind of give us the flow of. So over here we have the market cap, so we can look and see what that fluctuation is. Looks like it runs pretty tight there, right? It looks like the high over the last. Let's go scroll through to see. It looks like it hit 80 million back in April of a market cap. Let's load a little bit more here. 83 sometime in April. So it looks like I just saw 91. So it looks like over the last short period of time here in the last few months, 91 has been the high and 33 is its current price right now. So this definitely is one I'm going to make a list here of ones to look at. ZIL and RCN because it's in a big space. So a lot of the spaces that I like to look at right now, guys, is lending, of course, insurance. Insurance is going to become a huge part of the blockchain because of some of the risk factors in blockchain, right? We know there's risk in some of the tokens that are out there. We know there's risk in transactions. So it's going to be huge. Also, too, as I see a vast improvement in the insurance industry. So right now, if let's say there's a hurricane, I live in Florida, let's say, I don't, but let's say I do. And I built my mansion because I made so much money in crypto, right? I built my mansion on the beach and a hurricane comes through. Right now, the way insurance is set up is I've got to put in a claim, adjusters come out and look at it, and they pay my claim. Imagine if I had, though, a blockchain insurance policy that just said simply this. If a hurricane comes through, I automatically get X amount. And I might have both types of insurance. But in order to speed up the process for me to recover and get my life back, I take out a policy that says if a hurricane comes through, I'm automatically going to get $50,000. Well, I don't need to prove the hurricane came through. The blockchain itself will know because it can look at weather services, it can look at data and say, oh, a blockchain hit, and instantly transfer $50,000 into my wallet, which now I can use to recover and get back on my feet or do some of the replacement. Incredible, incredible stuff. And that can't be done any other way. It takes the blockchain, it takes smart contracts in order to allow for these type of things to happen. So we're going to definitely check out RCN, guys. It looks like it could be a solid project. Definitely remember, do your own research. All I'm doing is pointing things out. Let's see, Casey. I like what Gary Vee and Mark Cuban are talking about, making every sports tickets NFTs. And when you get your season tickets, you'll basically be able to tokenize the game as collectibles. Awesome stuff, guys. So imagine being able to prove that you were at an event just simply because of the NFT situation, right? And then also being able to trade and sell those for people that couldn't be at the event that wanted to be there. In the sports arena, this is going to be amazing. I mean, right now they give out hats and they give out different stuff at the arenas, but imagine NFT day at any sports event. Imagine when a record is broken. So, and I'm not into sports, so forgive me. I'll have to go back to imagine being there the day Babe Ruth broke the home run record, right? And being able to create an NFT, have it guaranteed and authentic that you were in that stadium at the time. So, when you're telling the story to your grandkids 20, 30 years later, you can pull it up. Here's my NFT. I was there. Imagine being able to collect digital signatures where you don't need an authenticator to come in and say, that's the signature. It was done on the blockchain. That person utilized maybe their fingerprint or maybe some type of other mechanism, piece of software to prove that it was that person who signed it. So you were, again, around when Babe Ruth was, I'll use Frank Thomas there. That's more recent, right, than that what it is. But Frank Thomas was, when he was playing, this was available. You were there and Frank Thomas signed your digital NFT because he had an authenticator piece of software on his device that made sure that you were there. So it's absolutely a real. Now, when you sell that to somebody else on the chain, that is given. So they don't need to be the one that was there. they purchased it from somebody that was at the event, and it's absolutely his signature. So it's an authenticated piece of signature. A lot of great stuff. Can you guys see why we're so excited about the blockchain and the potential? It's all going to come down to right now, guys. There's a lot of speculation in the marketplace. And that's actually where all things start with, right? Speculation drives investment, which then drives the innovation, which drives the implementation of the innovation, which then eventually provides the value. And that's what puts the ultimately what makes an Amazon worth $1 trillion, right? Because Amazon's worth $1 trillion because my wife shops on it every single day. And every day somebody comes and brings a package. So I'm buying and selling goods and services right through there. And my wife sells stuff on Amazon. So she has a business on there. So she's generating an income off of there, and we're buying stuff from there. That's commerce. That's value. So Amazon creates value in my life. It creates value in my wife's life, my kids' life, right? All the way across the board. And they do that for tens, hundreds of millions of people. And that gives its valuation. Eventually, maybe not this bull run, but maybe through the next bear run and the bull run, eventually it gets to a point where the value that are on these cryptos are based on that value proposition that it pays. Our goal right now is to find the ones that are going to go up in value, get in them, get out at the right time, and then over time begin to find the ones that are going to provide long-term value, that value proposition, and then start building our bags in those, right? So I have 100, I have 1,000. One of the ones I believe in is a company called PCX. I'm not buying and trading that one. I'm holding it, right? So every time I make some money here and there on the blockchain, I buy some more PCX and I send it over. Matter of fact, they just did a big airdrop for Sherpa X, which is going to be their test net, their canary network on the chain. And I just got a whole bunch of I will get when they send it out. They just are launching it right now. But when they do the airdrop, I had PCX and I'm going to get a bunch of KSX. And I have that staked. And I'm earning interest on it. I was earning about 42. It's cut in half now. So it's about 21% interest, but that's a pretty good interest rate, especially if the crypto goes up where I believe it'll go. I have a big, strong belief in it. They have patents and they're doing some great stuff. They're not great marketers. They have not been able to get their brand out to a lot of people. So I believe it's undervalued for that purpose. But once they do and they implement their stuff, I believe they have a huge amount of potential. So I'm accumulating that one. And I think that's a really good approach is buy, trade, find 4, 5, 6, a dozen, depending on how much money you have, tokens that you can believe in. Hopefully one of those is True Badger. And I know that's a shameless plug because that's our token, right, that we're launching here in about a week. And I'll probably do a lot of shameless plugs on this channel, guys, because I believe in what we're doing, right? I believe in the team that we've assembled and put together. So I apologize if I offend anybody with my shameless plugs. But again, it's I'm going to give you a lot of value in what we're going to talk about. So maybe I've earned a few shameless plugs, right? Anyway, so I'm going to get back to the chat here real quick and let's go see what else we got going on here. So Jason, is there any books I can read to understand how the market react and what to look for? We're starting to analyze some of that. What are the algorithms that drive market caps on PancakeSwap, on Uniswap, those type of things? I'm actually very interested in that too as well, Jason. I don't think there are any books out there that have been written. I've watched a few YouTube videos on people that have done some stuff. So I would definitely look at YouTube and see. We're going to start looking into that and we'll start putting together some of that information. Part of our token that we're putting is an educational piece to it where we're going to educate people on the blockchain. It's crazy right now. I mean, if you're trying to keep up with this, 10,296. I'm circling it right now in the top here on Coin Market Cap, but there are a lot of tokens out there and there's only going to be more. And it's hard to even know which one of those are real, which ones have teams behind them that are going to be dedicated and driven and stick with it, right? Because a lot of them are not raising enough capital to really build big teams. They have to shoestring this. What happens if they run out of funds? Do they keep doing it or do they have to quit and go somewhere else? We've been in several tokens that the team had to throw in the towel. because of it. And especially with the bots out there, a lot of projects are launching. Their price screams up like crazy to 12, 15, 20 million, and it comes crashing back down. The people who are initially had excitement about it lose confidence in it. So now they have nobody to support them and be behind them. Community is a major part of the success of any blockchain project, guys. There is not a single blockchain project out there that doesn't need to have a strong community. Now, when there's a value proposition, it'll be a good, strong customer base, will still create some value. But right now, it's about community. That's why Doge has the market cap that it has. It's why Shiba has the market cap. It's the community. It's the hodlers. It's the people that believe in that asset that is helping drive those values in those prices. All right. So we're definitely going to jump into that. Learn now patterns, etc. I have no idea what I'm doing. Yeah, most of us don't know what we're doing, and I think it's just such a new space, right? We have our programmers right now analyzing the algorithms for PancakeSwap and Uniswap. It's the same algorithms that help do those valuations, so we can understand what's the difference between a token that has $1 million market cap and a 10 million. And what makes those swings and fluctuations. So we are working on that. Did Jim stay active? Yes, very good, good. Jan's telling me he went to the gym. So Jan's one of my business partners, guys. I love him. He's fantastic. He's working hard, and he needs to get to the gym because he needs to put on a little bit of muscle there. So, all right, I'll take a look for the macroeconomics keynote. Oh, that's perfect. Thank you, Casey. Oh, you met two guys from CoinMarketCap. We're going to start going to some of the conferences, guys. I haven't had really the time to do that. So Casey, if you know of any good conferences that are coming up, it sounds like you attend it or at least watched it maybe digitally. I know a lot of them, they're broadcasting. I'm so mad at myself because I was going to watch the Polkadot experience one that they had. And then we got so tied up, I didn't have a chance to watch it. I'll have to go back and watch some of the recordings there. Oh, Carol is at a pool party. Sunday in Miami too. LOL. Great info, Peter. Very informative. Well, guys, I think tonight we'll call it a night unless there's any other thing else anybody else would like for me to look at or as far as a project goes. If you guys love what I'm doing, we'll keep doing it and we'll keep bringing it on. Please like, share, invite some people to the channel. We'd like to get a bigger audience so we can, when we do these, we are able to help more people. And we'll start putting together some unique stuff on the channel where we can do things a little differently than everyone else. For the people that know me, extremely creative. I love to do things in an innovative way, in a new way, not necessarily just do what everybody else is doing. Because you don't need me to if everybody else is doing it, right? If there's 10 people that are doing charts, we'll let them do the charts. And if there's 40 people that are covering tokens in 10 seconds and just kind of, they like it, they don't like it. Oh, I think it might have potential type stuff. It doesn't need to be us. So I don't know if we'll ever be able to, go through 70, 80 coins in 20 minutes or whatever. We'll just look at a few coins or tokens on these and go from there. But looks like that's all we got for today. Thanks for the 11 people that joined me live on here. Of course, if you're going to watch this in replay, thank you for watching the replay. I'll probably actually I'm going to do another one tomorrow sometime, maybe tomorrow afternoon, and we can talk about more stuff. So thank you guys for joining me. Thank you. Remember, crypto on. It is an amazing place to be, amazing opportunities, and there are going to be a lot of people that change their lives financially. But I believe those are the people, the ones that actually do succeed in this space. They're going to be the ones that find a community of people, connect, and use collective intelligence, collective reconnaissance, right? Collective networking, and that collective side of things to help leverage to build that wealth in it. And we hope that we can be part of your, resources, and that you become part of our community, because we can do it much better together than any of us can do it alone.